All right, hello everyone. I'm flip flopping between pages, but yeah, I'm back with another NBA video. This is the playoffs for round two for these teams. The first game for the Nuggets and the Thunder, but Knicks and Celtics tonight as well. All right, game ones. All right, let's see. Where are we here? All right, Knicks. Let's go with the opening first. Opening. Knicks versus Celtics. As you can see, opening they were at plus 300. Minus 400 for Boston opening. That's important. Just keep that in mind. All right, now they're at plus 310, minus 390. Now, Boston has decreased in value. Knicks have increased in value based off where the odds are going. I'm going to show you where the splits are going in a moment. Now, for the other game, we'll get to that in a moment. The splits aren't really processing yet. They're not really up yet, but they have for the Knicks and the Celtics game. But spread is at 9 points, favoring the Celtics at home, minus 110 cost even. For the Knicks as well at plus 9. Over under 212.5 at minus 110 cost on both, on over and under, obviously. And let's see where the money is going in this one currently. All right. Money line. 17% going with the Knicks on the betting. 83% going with Boston on the betting. 29% of the money going with New York. 71% going with Boston on the money. That is. Now, 71% going with Boston, 83%. Now, with this being said, with this decreasing in value, but this is only temporarily. This is early in the morning on the game day. Minus 390 right here is what you need to focus on more than the Knicks going up in value. Plus 310. Now, with this 17 and 29, you want to focus on the Celtics value, but you want to, but with the splits, you want to focus on New York. 17%, 29%. Betting percentage and money. 29% going with New York. All right. 71% going with Boston. 83% betting going with Boston. All right. 29%. That's what you need to focus on. If this decreases to about 22%, 24%, maybe even 19%, 20%, that's when you need to consider where these odds are going. If Boston goes over minus, let's say they continue to decrease. Let's say they go minus 370, minus 360. They may not go that far. And the Knicks go plus, let's say they hold plus 315, plus 310, and they're at minus 360. You might want to consider the Knicks in this game only if their money continues to decrease toward 20% of the money. They're already beneath 20% of the betting early, and their odds have decreased in their respective direction. That is, they were at plus 300, now they're plus 310. And the 71% for Boston, if they hold that 71% and they stay, let's say, relatively high, let's say where they are, 390 up to minus 420. It may not go that high, but pay attention to where the Knicks splits are going and where the Celtics odds are going in this one, especially on the money line. Spread is at 9.5, depending on the sports book you go with. Basically, it's just about even across the board. 53% of the betting going with Boston, 52% of the money going with Boston. So pretty much about even there. Early in the morning, though. That's only early. People picking Boston to cover this spread. Look out for the Knicks in this game, especially on the spread here. Look out for the Knicks in this game. They're getting only 48% of the money. But if these odds look like this, let's say that's a relatively high spread, even Boston as dominant as they are. There's 48%. If they continue to go above this minus 110, if the Knicks go to minus 112, or I don't recommend minus 115 because those don't hit too often. So if the Knicks go to minus 112, or I'll say minus 118, minus 120 on their odds on the spread, that is, plus 9, and let's say it goes to 9.5. Spread goes to 9.5, 10, which is going to further increase their value here. People are going to put more money on them here. I would consider Boston to cover. But if there are decrease, let's say it goes down to 8.5, but the Knicks cost goes to minus 112. That's when you want to consider the Knicks across the board. That's when you want to consider the Knicks across the board if the spread decreases and the cost increases. So pay attention to that. Over under 212.5. 94% of the betting, 95% of the money. Over under, let's see, 6%, 5%. All right. All right. Under is getting a very, very low amount in this one. With this over under being so low, which is by today's NBA standards, I would go with the under and fade the public. I would fade the public only if it stands at minus 110. The only way I would go over and join the public in this one is if over goes to minus 105 or minus 112. So just keep that in mind. Now, with this next game, the splits have not been posted on any of my databases that I research. The splits haven't. But we'll go over the odds here. Plus 350 for the Nuggets. Minus 450 for the Oklahoma City Thunder on the money line. Let's see where they started. Plus 330 for Denver. Minus 425. Okay, so they're pretty much increased in their respective directions, so increase in value. Thunder minus 450, and we saw an upset yesterday with the Pacers over the Pacers over the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, that was an upset, and now significant money there for anyone who bet Indiana. Now I don't think that's going to happen twice in a row. But the only way I see that happening, the Thunder, the Nuggets pulling this one off, and they did just, well, the thing about that is the Thunder just swept the Grizzlies, obviously, but plus 350, minus 450. Let's see, 9.5 going with the Nuggets, 9.5 going with the Thunder, minus 112 cost, but this is still early. That is a high spread. And there's no, hold on, minus 450. So they've gone up minus 425, minus 450. Okay, if the Thunder continue to increase, they are a safe pick in this one. If the Thunder continue to increase, they are a safe pick in this one. But if they approach that minus 500, that's just getting a little ridiculous, and you're going to have to consider the Nuggets in this one. Plus 350, plus 9.5, minus 108 on their spread. Watch how high these odds go. The problem is if this goes too high, that means the Nuggets has to go higher as well, depending on where the betting is going. People are going to bet heavily on the Thunder in this one, obviously, just like they're going to bet heavily on the Celtics, but not as high on the Celtics as they are on the Thunder in this one. So beware of the Nuggets. They could slip and get a victory in game one, and probably game one only. But watch how high Thunder goes. If they go around minus 500, look out for the Nuggets in this one. Depending on if the Nuggets are in, probably 15% of the money, something like that. And the Thunder getting about 85%. So over under is at 225, minus 110 cost even. I would go with the over in that one at minus 110. I will go over that amount. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Picks will be on the Patreon. We may post a few props if they make sense as well. We will post a few props. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take care. Pray every day. Take it easy. I'm Scott.